The person I'm about to introduce he's my son, most of all. I met him when he was just entering into his life as a married man and as a new father. And he has grown so much and has so much wisdom and has so much patience. And I mean, you would never imagine a man to be as smart as a whip as this one is, because he's just that kind of a person. I love him to death. I'm going to bring him on because I'm not doing him any justice by not bringing him here. I want to talk about those golden athletic shoes you had the first day we met. Well, that night we met, and and you introduced me to, hell no, dog. She ain't sleeping in the room with us. Please take her down the hallway with you. And now you give nothing up. You come in the evening, you do story time with your girls. I mean, it's a part of your routine, and you make it every day. You spend time with each girl. You read story times at night. Saturday, I think we had there was a little disappointment on your face one Saturday. I'd done breakfast, and you were like, I like egg in a basket, but this is my Saturday ritual. So I don't step on toes anymore after that one, because I saw the joy in your face. And it's really good to see fathers do such an amazing relationship with their children, much less with their girls. I mean, the girls run downstairs fast as you do for Saturday and Sunday.
Yes, that is our special time. You know, we try to carve out. I think we learned a lot from you. But, you know, breaking bread and eating with your family is super special. And so we definitely try to carve out weekend time for, you know, breakfast at the very least. And, you know, we do Friday night dinners as a family. And I like my dad cooked breakfast for me growing up every morning and every weekend. And so that is a tradition that I take pride in.
Let's give Papa his props, because he's another one. I mean, when they say you are cut from your cloth, son, you're cut from your cloth. Because that man goes above and beyond everything to be a grandfather and father to all of his children. He shows up and he does a phenomenal job once again. I know I go in and I scope out a lot of stuff, but the young man that I ran across 11 years ago when Honor came into this world, I mean, he has just matured into the best class of Camus ever. So, so thank you. I want to thank you for showing up to show other fathers, you know, your interest in giving out the word about being a father and the sacrifices you make and the things you do to be balanced with. We haven't even spoken about the love of your life and the apple of both of our eyes, your better half. That's a hard world for you to fit into, and keeping your identity and being that father. And I tip my hat again to you, because you do a phenomenal job. You know, you don't lose it. You keep everybody grounded, which is good.
Yeah, the things that me and my buddies all take a lot of pride in is being active and involved dads. And I think that one of the things my dad taught me was that it's about consistency, right? It's not about day in, day out consistency, and there's no way to phone that in. And I think, you know, I'm fortunate that I've got a wife who, you know, does more than hold up her end of the bargain. And so I'm fortunate that I get to do my part as well. So, yeah.
Right.
You look so pretty. How's Hawaii?
Your favorite water? No. Okay, I'm going to give you a peek.
Oh, gosh. Life is tough, isn't it?
Yeah. I'm probably sitting on your balcony.
Oh, I'm so jealous. The Culver City's not bad, but I want to be in Hawaii.
What's happening in Culver City? Your other baby?
Just at the Pair of Thieves offices, you know, making socks, making underwear and shirts.
And that came about just because it was like you needed something good.
Yeah. It was like I wanted to start a brand. I wanted to build a brand with my friends, and so we started Pair of Thieves about 6 years ago, and having a blast. But 11 years ago, when we first met, I had a lot less gray then.
My son just turned 40. And the only thing he can say to us now is like, I had a lot of less gray hair. I had a lot of less gray hair. That's his biggest speech, is that I had, well, son, I'm 59. I had a lot of less gray hair. But I love the fact that I have given to you guys, and that's how I got the gray hair. So that makes me it makes me happy to know that it's showing up to the proof is in the pudding. So
sure is. I'll never forget that first night with Honor, though, when she wouldn't stop crying and we had no idea what to do. I was like, please, Nanny Connie, help me. Like, what is she crying about? You're like, give her here, child.
Go get some rest, son.
Yeah.
How do you guys keep a balance with you are, Jess is Latin, you are a biracial father, and how do you keep the balance when it comes along and teaching your girls across the board? Is it just an everyday thing, or is it hard for you, or how does that work?
You know, it's something that we just embrace wholeheartedly. Growing up biracial, my dad's black and my mom's white, and I never really looked at, needing to fit into one bucket or another. I identified as being black growing up, and that just came naturally to me. But with that said, I also acknowledge that I'm half white. And so with our kids, we kind of treat it the same. It's like, try to do your best to analyze people for who they are. And
right.
Like the old adage, like, don't, judge someone, the book by the cover or whatever. I think that rings true, especially today. As our goal is to raise our kids in a multiracial and multicultural environment, and I think it extends to socioeconomic as well. We want to give our kids a well-rounded experience, and the world's not homogenized, and they need to be able to fit in a lot of different situations and a lot of different environments, and so that's our goal. And we make sure that they know who their grandparents are.
And that's so important, and I think you guys do a really great job with the girls, because they're just growing up so well and so diverse. Diversity is such an amazing thing, and from the time you walk in the front door till you find your place in your home, diversity is spread out and it's just preached and it's done well. And I just love the fact it's like, again, fine wine. You would think I were drunk comparing everything to fine wine, but yes, yes. So now you have a son. It is
important. Say it again.
Yes. And Hayes is our pride and joy, the little prince of the world, of our world. Yeah. And you started off with 2 girls. You would have thought, like, okay, Lord, I'm sorry for whatever I did in my past, but you've given me 2 girls. He has a way of getting you back.
I think I had some lessons to learn, which is fine. I'm hopefully taking them in stride and learning them. But no, the girls are fantastic, and they melt my heart like unlike anybody ever has. And I would have taken a 3rd girl. I was actually looking forward to having a 3rd girl, and so when we found out we were having a boy, I was like, man, the boys that are friends with Honor and Haven are crazy. Like, I hope I don't have some wild-ass kid, but he's cool. He's the best. He's got, like, a great temperament. His sisters dote over him. His only word is still DaD, so that makes me happy. And
that's
no,
great.
He's good. You got to see him. Next time you're here, he's walking everywhere now.
I saw my little man take his steps across. Koa, your sister we were talking about it, but yes, I saw that one. And so the girls come to your office, are they learning about how to be little entrepreneurs? Are they learning, like, do they have tasks? Or are you thinking about, I've got a job in the stock room for you?
Yeah, I'd love for them to be entrepreneurial. When they come by, they really just want to play with toys, because I do have a lot of toys at the office. That's the only thing I really care about. But they are very, we make sure that they understand, like, more importantly, we teach them about work ethic. I think at this age where, you know, homework comes first and before play.
Right.
And it's really just about instilling a work ethic that, you know, hopefully they can take after their mom, because their mom has an incredible work ethic. And
Oh
so
my God.
that would be,
I think she works in her sleep.
She does. I know she does. I know she does. And so that's the dream. If they can take after their mom on that front,
it's a huge vision of mine to have fathers know that they have a place that they can come and relate to people of your world, to see that you guys are everyday. You do everyday things. You have spit up. You have carpool in the morning with the girls.
Yeah.
You know, you have to make a plan, just like every other father, to share that load with your spouse, because those kids are your kids. They're not just your wife's kids. And you guys do, as I've seen, you do a really great job in doing that. And that's so important, because most fathers think that they're the breadwinners and that's mom's job, but it's not just mom's job. And I want fathers to have a place that they can come to talk about it with other fathers. Go, man, I didn't know that happened, or you suffer with that too, or you endured that one too, you know. So it's a great place. I feel this is a great place to be, so that I can open the door for all of you, and for voices to come from every walk of life to sit down and talk about it, and go, you know, just one day at a time. No day is perfect. You know,
that's exactly
right.
You're
going to mess up, but telling your children I'm not perfect helps them to understand where perfect lies, and that's through hard work. You can get to perfect. You can get closer to perfect. So I enjoy it, and I enjoy when
that you're doing this. I love that you're doing this. I love that you're doing this. This is how I learned when I was a new dad. I would have to learn from other dads that I admire and that I look up to. And, you know, one dad taught me a lesson when we were first having Honor, that was be there to change every diaper. You know, like, it's a tiny little thing. It doesn't take that long, and it's a quick, but you get a lot of credit for it, because a lot of dads aren't changing diapers. And so that was a lesson I picked up on, and I took that to heart with all three of my kids. And you know, through social and through meeting other dads out there was how I've been able to learn, in addition obviously to my own father. But yeah. That's it. And Jessica's dad is so incredible as well.
Oh, he is.
We're very lucky that we have two amazing fathers.
He's there. He's in the trenches a lot. When you guys want to take a cut, him and mom are there. So yes, it is important for grandparents.
Yeah. Lola J, what's your thought on young parents who are not together? What's some good advice for them?
Well, the best thing that you can do for parents who are not together is not talk bad about that other parent. That's between you and that other parent. That's not for your child. Your child didn't ask for that. So the best thing you can give your child is positivity. Continue to be positive, nurture their growth, secure their foundation, and not bring in your dirty laundry.
I grew up with divorced parents. They got divorced when I was, or separated when I was 3 years old. And to Nanny Connie's point, they didn't talk bad about each other. They both showed me and my sister unconditional love. And it's really not, you know, looking back, it really wasn't that traumatic of an experience for me, because of the way that they handled it, and because they were still both there for us, and they both still loved us. And I think they shared values of parenting. They shared parenting values, so the parenting was consistent at both places. And so my advice would be to shield your kids from the drama and as much as possible, and to try to keep those parenting ethics consistent.
It's really important. If you're not good together, don't be miserable. If it makes sense for you guys to take a break from each other, if that will make, you know, don't stay in something because of the kids, because I think that's more detrimental to their foundation for them to say, I'm going to stay 9 years because we have kids, but then the whole time you're there, you're miserable, and there's this pit back, this back and forth. You'll be phenomenal people. You'll be okay.
I think both are. It is hard to practice if the other parent hurt you. It's difficult to be positive. I agree. You got to dig deep in that soul and do your best. I don't. This is my first time doing live, so I'm getting caught up in the questions, Connie. I apologize. How did you deal with the challenges that came postpartum as a husband? What can mothers do to understand what a father goes through? This is from Jai. Postpartum is, real, and I think everybody gets it. And I think that one of the things that fathers feel is the mother's energy, and so I tried to be as empathetic and supportive as humanly possible, and I tried to be there for my wife, and just the emotions of it after when you do have a young child. I don't think that there is a right or wrong answer. It's just know that everyone is going through it, and the best you can do is just be open about it and talk about it, and know that if you work on it, it passes, and that light is you will find that light at the end of the tunnel.
It's an adjustment. I feel like there's a postpartum that does change with it. It's like you being in high school and you and your buddies hung out real deep and did some crazy ass caca, and then all of a sudden you went to college, and boy, you go, man, that was a phenomenal time in high school. Postpartum to me hits fathers and mothers, because before, in me being with families, before, fathers had their woman to themselves. You did all kind of stuff. You stayed up all kind of times of night. You slept until all times of day. And now you have kids, and you have to be up. You have to be on your game. So you go, wait a minute. So my life has changed. Yes, it has changed. So it is a challenge for fathers, because, they don't have their woman back the way that it was. And it's a roller coaster, but then there is a medical end of it too. So yeah, there is an adjustment there. Definitely. This is
Honor the past twins. She is my mini me, but she has all her mom's mannerisms, so I'm in trouble.
She is, and I saw her maybe about 4 or 5 days ago, and she's so grown. She looks like you now. She was telling me she was wearing mom's shoes out the closet. So
she is. She's same size shoe as Jessica now. Yeah. It's so wild.
So now you'll start doing. I guess you'll start taking skeet lessons, huh?
Yes. I am taking them on a dad-daughter trip in a couple weeks. In 2 weeks, we're going on a dad-daughter trip, which will be fun.
Oh, sweet. You see what I mean? You see the connection that you develop with your girls. I really love that. Listen, I'm not going to hold you. I appreciate you for stepping in and being this person. We're going to answer more of these questions via direct message to some of the parents that have reached out to us. And thank you for being one of my fathers in my life. I truly appreciate it. You've helped my growth. I know you're very busy. And again, I truly appreciate Pair of Thieves CEO stepping up to the plate and hitting it out the park.
Thank you. I love you so much.
Take care and have a great day.